All right, let's dive in. Today we're talking about a really powerful shift in fundraising, a way to transform it from just, a simple transaction into a real, meaningful partnership. Honestly, it's a change in mindset that can unlock some incredible potential for pretty much any mission-driven organization.
So let's just get right to the heart of it with a pretty crucial question. I want you to think about this. Are your donors partners in your mission, or are they, well, just piggy banks? How you answer that question, it really changes everything about how you approach fundraising. In this idea right here, from philanthropy advisor Manuel Mesa, this is basically our guiding light for today. It's not about the ask, it's all about the connection. You see, true success, it isn't measured in dollars first. It's measured in the strength of the relationships you're actually building.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Well, let's start with our first pillar, the human element. This just means we have to look beyond the spreadsheet, beyond the numbers, and remember that every single donation is connected to a real person with their own story, their own values, and their own reasons for caring.
$1.5 million. Whoa. When you see a number like this, what do you think it represents? I can tell you it's not the result of some mass email campaign or a big fancy gala. No way. This is the result of one single, deeply personal relationship that was built over time.
So, how on earth did it happen? Well, the path to this partnership wasn't some complex secret formula. It started so simply with monthly lunches. That's it. It was about investing the time to have real conversations and truly understand the donor's personal why. And once that was clear, all they had to do was connect the organization's needs with his desire to make a real, tangible impact. That huge donation, it just became the natural next step of a genuine friendship.
And here's the real kicker. For the fundraiser who built this relationship, the connection itself was the reward. This just shows that this whole partnership approach, it isn't just a strategy, It's a much more fulfilling way to work. It creates this mutual value that goes so far beyond a simple financial transaction.
So making that human connection is the start, but you have to protect it. You have to nurture it. And that brings us right to our second pillar, building a foundation of unshakable trust. And you know what the key to that trust is? Radical transparency. Now, a really powerful tool for building this trust is something called the Donor Bill of Rights. You might have heard of it. It's basically a framework, a set of promises, really, designed to standardize transparency and give donors absolute confidence that their contributions are being used exactly how they should be.
The crucial point here is that donors have a right to clarity. They absolutely deserve to know exactly how their money is powering the mission. Is it going where they intended to go? Is their partnership going to be recognized? Answering these questions isn't just, good practice. It's absolutely fundamental to treating them like the true partners they are.
And here is a super simple but really powerful way to put this into action like today. Just display this Bill of Rights on your website, in your materials, somewhere obvious. It's a proactive signal to every single potential partner that your organization operates with integrity and is committed to accountability from the jump.
Okay, so we've got the human element, check. We have a foundation of trust, check. Now for pillar 3, the art of communication. This is the practical, rubber meets the road part of maintaining these relationships through smart, strategic, and, I think this is the most important part, sincere communication.
And this is the big challenge, isn't it? How do you keep that personal feel when you're communicating at scale? Well, the one thing you absolutely do not do is send out a generic one-size-fits-all email blast. That's the fastest way to make someone feel like a number.
The solution is something called segmentation. You just have to tailor your outreach so that every single donor feels seen. So, for example, a major donor, they might get a personal call about a project's success. A consistent monthly donor, they should get a really heartfelt note recognizing their loyalty. And a first-time donor, they need a warm welcome that makes them feel excited to be part of the community. Each path is a little different, but the feeling it creates is the same, personal and valued.
Communication is also a massive tool for education. A lot of donors are kind of wary of the word overhead, so we can reframe that entire conversation. It's not administrative waste, it's essential staff and infrastructure. It's not overhead, it's mission delivery. Just changing the language helps donors see that these costs are actually what fuels the important work they care so much about.
And finally, here are a few more quick communication wins. Be honest, especially when things get tough. Seriously, admitting that a project didn't go as planned can actually build more trust than only sharing the wins. Also, listen. Use surveys, have real conversations, show their opinion matters. And never, ever, ever underestimate the power of a prompt,
personal, and sincere thank you. It matters way more than you think.
So let's bring it all together now. Here is the blueprint, if you will, for building a truly donor-centric culture, combining all three of those pillars into one single cohesive strategy.
These are really the roots of a totally transformed fundraising program, and it all boils down to two things, really: personalization and partnership. When you ground your work in those principles, and you back them up with transparency and smart communication, you stop just asking for money. You start building a powerful, engaged community around your cause.
So we'll leave you with this. This kind of powerful change, it doesn't start with a massive campaign or some fancy new software system. It starts with a single conversation. So the real question is, who is the one person you can reach out to today to start building a partnership that could literally transform the future of your mission?